Are you okay? Do you know him?
I've been meaning to speak about this for the last couple of weeks. I think obviously the video triggered a lot of emotions for me and it took me back to a really dark place, so I just needed to be in the right mind frame before I started doing this video. Child sex abuse, let's talk about it. It's something that most families brush under the carpet, especially because the abuser is someone most likely that they know. It's someone most likely that they love. 1 in 20 children in the UK are abused, and that's 1 in 20 that report it. There's a lot of children that don't report it and will never report it. 9 out of 10 of them children know who their abusers are. There's a lot of children that are being abused at home now. The video of the girl in Mitcham who was attacked, fortunately there was someone out there to stop anything further from happening. It's crazy because when I think of myself now and I take myself back to that small child, I can't imagine myself as a small child because your thoughts are still your thoughts, your mind is still your mind. It's only now that I'm seeing my daughter grow up and I'm like, whoa, she's 3. How does someone sexualize a child, an innocent child? Like, there's some people that try to justify,
And she shows me her Instagrams, which are like, first of all, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like, she's like sexy. She's like sexy.
You're disgusting.
I know. Listen, we've talked about pedophilia
this
before.
is Shane. Like, do not say this, and like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, you will get arrested. Like, he kind of can.
Listen,
he
allegedly,
has his justification for pedophilia,
okay,
and it's so disturbing. And like, I just pretend that he doesn't.
Okay, wait, no, let me explain. Let me explain.
Oh God.
Here's my justification for pedophilia.
I can't.
Here's my thing. People have foot fetishes. People have fetishes about, everything. Fine, everybody do your thing. So why is it when somebody looks at Google's like naked baby on Google and jerks off to it, they can get arrested? I don't understand.
Because
as a parent, the most we can do is try safeguard our children, and that is by making sure we leave them only with trusted people. But it's difficult to know who to trust because some abusers could be your own brother, it could be your son, it could be your partner, it could be the father of the child. It's important for us to have conversations with our children so they know what the boundaries are. And this isn't when they hit puberty, this is from when they're young, when they're just about learning how to speak. Every time you do leave them somewhere, whether it's childcare, whether it's with your family, ask them, how was it, what happened? Have really casual conversations with them so they know that they can speak to you. But also, as an adult, we need to start assessing behaviour, even if it's our loved one. Sometimes the abusers aren't so secretive. They might touch the child's face in a certain way, or put the child on a lap in a certain way. It might make you feel a bit uncomfortable, and if it does, I think that's a perfect opportunity to speak to your child and say, does so and so ever do this, or does this happen? Because sometimes it's quite blatant. Bribes them by making them do activities that they like, for example drawing or painting. They take them out, they want to take them out and treat them with chocolates, or they might come home and just give things to that specific child. It makes the child almost confused because they almost feel like they have a deeper connection with the abuser. If you notice that someone wants to keep taking your child out and you're thinking this isn't usual behaviour, because obviously like we have friends and family that might want to take our children out, but if you start feeling some type of way, I think that's a very good indication. If you're not comfortable yourself letting your child go, if you start seeing your child withdraw or try avoid a person, if you notice that they're not excited or their body language isn't you know, how a normal child would be when they want to go out. It's really important for you to start speaking to your children and asking them why they do it, because children are very, very innocent. They don't do things out of malice. Everyone was chasing down this man in Mitcham. It's just sad that we don't have the same energy when we find out that a child is being abused by a family member. Why is it that we feel ashamed or embarrassed to report it or take it further? Why do we feel like we need to protect someone who we assume we should love because of blood, but they have taken advantage of an innocent child? How do you justify protecting someone like that? Amrar baichain thore amra khoy o imanshur choitro balanai imanshur khandat jayona এই মানুষ যদি আমরা জানি বাচ্চাইন ধরে অপমান করেন তে এই মানুষ খেনে দাওয়াত আইতা এই মানুষ খেনে আমরা সামনে আইতা খেনে আমরা বাচ্চাইন তো খান্দাত যাইতা বেশি সময় আমরা বেঠি মানুষে আমরা এতে জিনিস লুকাইয়া রাখি আমরা বাচ্চাইনতে যদি আমরা হইন ও মানুষ আমরা ওতা করিয়া গেছেন আমরা বুঝি যেন আমরা মাতিলে এখান সরম হইব বাট আমরা বোঝা লাগবো আফের তার বাচ্চারই দুইশ নাই আফের তার বাচ্চার কোনো সরম নাই সরম হইল যে মানুষে ইতা বাচ্চান তোরা খরইন যদি বুঝো যে এই বাচ্চা এক মানুষের খান্দাত যাইতো চান না তোমার বাচ্চায় যদি বাড়া যাইতো চাই না এই মানুষের লগে শিখাইও কিছু হইছে নেই কোনো সময় এক মানুষে যে তারা চাইন এক বাচ্চারে অপমান করতা তারা শিখাইবা যে ও তোমার বাচ্চারে একলা নিবার লাগি যদি তুমি মনে করো এই মানুষ এখানে আমার বাচ্চারা একলা নিতে চায় তুমি তাই দিও না তুমি তার বাচ্চাই ধরে আর সবসময় খালি হইও না যে এই মানুষের চরিত্র পালা না এটা মানুষ নিয়ম আমরা ফুল্লিশ দিতাম এটা জিনিস যদি ওয়া যায় ইয়ান বৈশাখ বাচ্চার সারা জীবনের লাগে এই বাচ্চার সমস্যা হইব এই বাচ্চা বিশ্বাস করতো না মানুষে এই বাচ্চা পরিবারেও বালা পাইতো না পারে আমরা এখানে এটা আমরা ডরাইয়া মাথি না if you're in a relationship with someone who's being abused you need to understand that that person's reactions that person's mindset is going to be impacted. Child abuse has psychological damage for lifetime. It's very hard for someone to recover from it, especially if they don't address and they don't understand how it connects. As a person who's been abused myself, I didn't realise until I was much older, 20 years later, how it was impacting my mindset, my behaviour, you know, everything to do with it. Until I became a mother myself, I didn't realise how much healing I had to do for my daughter's sake. There's various things I've done. If you want to know, feel free to message me. It's something that I'm still struggling to cope with, but I feel a lot better. I've learned about my attachment styles, how to control my anxiety. It's crazy because I resented my family for a long time. I felt like they knew. I hated myself for a long time. And it made me make a lot of toxic choices without knowing. It made me, it made me go into fight and flight mode constantly, and I was feeling like if I felt overwhelmed I was just fleeing things, but somehow I still managed to persevere with my education and with my career and everything else. It's difficult for you to realise how much it does impact you. A lot of my healing has come because I've spoken to family, I've spoken to friends, and after 20 odd years I finally started addressing it